Okay, so we're going to talk about classifying triangles by angle, measure, and side measure. We're going to start with classifying by angle measure. So have you heard of these four types of triangles before? Acute, equiangular, right, and obtuse. Okay, so they're pretty straightforward. An acute triangle has all three acute angles. Equiangular, that might be one you're not used to hearing, but it means it has all three angles the same measure. And specifically, if they're all the same measure, they actually all end up being 60-degree angles. Remember that those little marks that they have in the corner there, those show us that we have congruent angles. Okay. A right triangle has one right angle, and an obtuse triangle has one obtuse angle. Now, it would not be possible for there to be more than one right angle in a triangle. Then it doesn't form a triangle anymore if you try to put two right angles. It also is not possible to have more than one obtuse angle. For the same reason, if you have an obtuse angle here and you try to have another obtuse angle. Okay, so what we're going to do is pretty straightforward. We're going to classify triangles. So this first one up in the left-hand corner, let me get my little pointer. What type of triangle would that be if we classify it by angles? Would it be acute, equiangular, obtuse, or right? Okay. All right, then notice it has a 90-degree angle, which makes it a right triangle because 90 degrees is a right angle. Okay, so that one's a right triangle. What about this one? Would that be acute obtuse, equiangular, or right? Not everyone at once. Okay, so notice this one, all of the angles are smaller than 90 degrees. So that makes this an acute triangle because those are all acute angles. This triangle down here, right, acute, equiangular, obtuse, what kind is it? Okay, so notice we have an acute angle. Again, acute means less than 90. There's another acute angle, and this one, notice, is an obtuse angle. It's greater than 90 degrees. If you have one obtuse angle, it makes it an obtuse triangle. And finally, here we have our triangle. Notice we have markings here. Do you remember what those markings mean? Remember, it means congruent. So all three congruent angles makes this an equiangular triangle.